Hi, I'm Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media, and I'm here this afternoon in Johannesburg at Breakbulk Africa with Paul Runge of Africa House, who has wound up our super session on Francophone Africa this afternoon. Very interesting topic. But before we get started on that, tell us about your new venture.
Yeah, we've basically, we are project specialists. We identify greenfields and brownfields projects all over sub-Saharan Africa, been going 23 years. And we've just a few weeks ago decided to join with our partners, our research partners, we've got a lot more clients and we need more muscle, we need more staff and we need more specialists. So we've had a long honeymoon, shall we say. Now we got married. That's basically.
Well, congratulations. I'll bring a gift next time I see you. That's wonderful, but that also says to me that things are looking pretty good from where you stand.
Yes,
at least.
I think one of the reasons why we have experienced growth is because, to be quite frank, the situation in South Africa is not the best at the moment, and so South African-based companies need to develop alternative markets. The most natural market for a South African-based company, not only South African companies, companies that have logistical bases here, is sub-Saharan Africa. So at long last, people are starting to really listen to us, you know. Because when it's good here, then nobody wants to talk to us. When it's bad here, then everybody wants to talk to us. So that's the situation.
Right. Okay. So you're talking about Francophone Africa this afternoon. Give us some highlights from your presentation.
I think, firstly, I was just trying to explain to them a very important point, is that it's not only about language. This preoccupation with language, yes, of course language is important, but it's also the commercial system. Like I mentioned, the harder commercial system, which is particular to French-speaking Africa. You've got to understand how the commercial legal system works, how the specifications work, some of the requirements that are very orientated towards Francophonia, and it's different, and the Anglophones need to appreciate that. And having sort of spanned both sides, and being multilingual, I really try to get across to the Anglophones in the room that they really have to do a little bit of homework to understand it properly. I mean, stupid.
Is it something they can do themselves, or should they seek help?
Yeah, they need to employ people who are linguistically capable, but also people who have the, as they say in French, savoir-faire, the know-how. You know, you need to understand, because everything in this game is about relationships. And if you don't, you're not going to build those relationships if you're coming across continually as a foreigner, you know. And you need to. I did two things. I explained the historical background, having a historical background. I studied colonial history, so in Africa, so I understand the background, and how it's so much more intimate in the Francophone world. They meet regularly. They know one another very well. The heads of state know each other extremely well. So it's a much more tighter sort of community. So I tried to get that across. And then I went to a couple of actual project developments recently in Francophone Africa, and they are considerable. I think the time of saying, oh, well, no, we can't. The other thing I was trying to dispel a lot is that it's a waste of time for non-Francophones because the French have the whole hold
sort of
it.
A lock on
That's
it,
not
right?
true. That's not true. I'm not saying they don't have a long historical presence and that they're not important. Of course they are, but it's become a global game. The Chinese are active there, you know, obviously, but so the Indians are, you know, the Turks with their steel. So it's become a very global game. So it's silly to just not even take hold of those opportunities.
Well, and especially now when, you know, you need to be strategic about which opportunities you're going to pursue.
I'll give you an example. One of the countries, very small countries, the only French former colony on the eastern side, Djibouti. Djibouti is now the convergence point for all these undersea cables. Plus, it's the exit port for one of Africa's biggest markets, namely Ethiopia, with 95 million people. They are going to push everything through Djibouti. So Djibouti becomes, as a port state, becomes extremely important. So I am very keen on getting to Djibouti as soon as possible. I've got it on my list to do before the end of this year, to really get into Djibouti to really uncover what the situation is, because from my vantage point, watching projects all day long, I can see a lot of action and potential. So I think we all need to clue, including myself, clue ourselves up a little bit more on the potential of Djibouti.
Okay, sounds like good advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.